Hey guys, welcome to the Bayview Blast Rider Brief for 2021. A little bit different. Normally you see me standing out there in the middle of the oval giving all a big speech. But today, one, I'm not the race director, and two, we're doing it virtually. So a little bit different, as is everything under the COVID world. So I would like to introduce everyone to Joel Stevens, who is our race director for 2021. Welcome, Joel.
Hey, Lonnie, how are you tonight?
I'm very, very well. Very well.
Excellent.
Joel, you want to go through some, sorry?
Pumped for the weekend.
Well, pumped or daunted. It's usually the process at this time of a event prep, isn't it? So trying to get everything ready. So if your place is anything like mine, you've got boxes everywhere waiting to go out to Bayview.
They certainly do.
But let's get into the race briefing. People don't want to hear us chatter on a bit all evening. So let's get stuck into it. I believe you've got a COVID message to start off with.
Yeah, look, guys. Just to start with, obviously, with COVID still around in our community, and obviously with the recent outbreaks down in Victoria, it just kind of brings it back to light. So I just want to run through a few simple things. I'm sure everybody's heard these 100 times already across restaurants and events and shopping centres and everywhere they go. And obviously, anytime we have a lockdown, these messages get presented and thrown back in our face again. But just for the sake of making sure that everyone knows what to do on the weekend. Just some very simple guidelines from us at RATS to make sure that we minimise the risk of transmission across the weekend, not only for the riders, but obviously for our volunteers and crew and any spectators that might be coming out to enjoy a beautiful weekend out there at Bayview. So, pretty simple, guys. If you're feeling unwell, if you've got any COVID flu-like symptoms, as with anything in life at the moment, don't come to the event. Stay at home, get tested, make sure you're okay. That's number one from us. So anything related to COVID, anything feeling sick, please don't come. Shoot us through an email, give me a call. Our details are on the website. We can work through all that with you. If you've travelled to a declared hotspot in the past 14 days and there's any mandates or restrictions in place, please don't come unless you've been tested and have received and can prove to us that you've got a negative test result back. So that's very clear. So obviously, with just today we've had a case reach the Sunshine Coast. So just keep an eye on that, guys. We'll probably post something on Facebook as well on Friday night, just in case there's any declared hotspots anywhere around Queensland. But at the moment, we're only talking about Victoria. But just keep an eye on that, please. And look, we're very serious about making sure this transmission, that we reduce the risk of transmission. So it's just about cleanliness and personal hygiene and social distancing where possible throughout the event village. So we'll have extra hand sanitizers out and about, especially at all the high traffic areas. So through registration, through the cafe area. Make sure you use the hand sanitizers, guys. Make sure you keep yourself healthy, keep yourself clean, your hygiene under control. And if you don't have to be standing on top of each other, if you don't have to be right next to each other, just try and comply with a little bit of social distancing where possible. Common sense will hopefully prevail, and everyone will have a fantastic week, and we don't have to kind of get out and remind people if you're doing the right things. So that's really it from a COVID messaging, I suppose. Sensible, common sense, guys, and stay safe out there. And Lonnie, now let's talk about what everyone really is here to listen to, and that's the race.
Thanks, Joel. Well, mate, I've been talking about COVID in my business for the last 15 months, so it's nice to have someone else talk about it for a change. So thank you. No So the key information for the weekend. So let's start where it's located. I think if you don't know where Bayview Conservation Park is yet, then it's time to get out Waze or Google Maps and punch in German Church Road, Redlands, and we're at the Bayview Conservation Area Park there. So it's we'll have flags out the front. If you miss us, again, give us a call. I'm sure we'll be able to work it out. In terms of timing, so kids racing is Saturday morning, and we've got our balance bike 10-minute race, kids race for 10 minutes. Then we got mini blast 1, 2, and 4. And that denotes how many laps you're doing. They're racing between 9 and 11. Really important for those ones, though, as soon as those races are finished, we're going to go straight on to Prezos before we start the next wave. So it is going to be quite quick between some of the races because we want to, quite often the kids wander off and try to drag them all back directly after a race, particularly if they're out in the skills park, which will be open. is really hard to do. So we're going to do the race and get straight onto the prezos afterwards for each of those races.
Fantastic.
We then have a junior have
for the kids this year too, Lonnie.
Yeah, great prizes again. So all the kids can jump around and be around the podium area, and I'm pretty sure we'll probably have some sweet variety as well in terms of for those who are participating. Junior Have a Blast is at 11 o'clock, and then we have the Senior Have a Blast at 12:30. So again, prezos will happen after we get the races back in from each of those waves. So that could be anywhere between for the seniors, it could be anywhere from 2:30, possibly 3:30 for some of those riders who are a little bit slower. So, but we do have our Rats Cafe open. I'll talk about that shortly. We've got some tasty beverages of the adult kind there as well for everyone. So yeah, we've got a couple of things open for people. The other thing for Saturday though is the marathon course practice. So you can get on course from 6 a.m. Might be a little bit dark, might be right on sunrise then. So you can get on the course at 6 a.m, but you need to be away from the event village by 8:45 a.m. You can go and complete your lap. The course will be set up for the 25K race, so you'll need to know which bunting you need to step over and which ones you don't. Again, we'll go through those markings shortly. But then when you come back to the event village and you come down the Sorceress, there'll be a marshal at the top and they will give you some guidance as to how to get down safely without interfering with the racing that's occurring at the time. So just need to be mindful that, yes, you want to practice, but really you're in the last 2Ks, last descent, and that could be a life track for those juniors categories as well. So just be mindful of that when you're out there. In terms of Sunday, so registration will open at 6 a.m.
Just jumping back to Saturday for a minute, Lonnie. So registration on Saturday. So it opens at 7 a.m.
Registration will open at 7 a.m. on Saturday, not
Saturday.
6. So it'll be 7 a.m. on Saturday, and that will go through the whole day. So if you want to collect your race plates for Sunday, absolutely jump on in, come and grab your race plates early, and that will save a lot of hassle for us all come Sunday morning.
And can people do that on Friday afternoon, even, Lonnie, from down at the village if they've registered online?
You tell me, because it's whether you've got the event village set up, isn't it?
Between Lisa and I will work that. But if there's people that are around the neighbourhood, maybe on Friday afternoon, potentially they can jump on by. But you have to have online entries only. That's for sure.
Correct. Yeah. Certainly, anyone who's volunteering on Friday, we will make a way to get you your race plate on Friday afternoon. So a little bit extra plug to get some more volunteers. So.
And then does the course opens again Saturday afternoon for practice?
Correct.
Again? Yeah.
Correct. So soon as the last wave kicks off on the Saturday afternoon, we will have a course, a sweep rider who will then start making the changes for the Sunday course. So they'll be making those changes. And again, yes, you can get out there and ride around the course. And then just, again, if you do the 40K course and you come back onto the 25K course, the Saturday course, then you may be in front of riders there, so you just need to be mindful of that. Realistically, they should be well cleared out by the time you get back onto the 25K course, but it is possible. So just be mindful.
Yep, great.
In terms of Sunday, like I said, Rego opens at 6 a.m. It closes at 7:30 a.m. But the most important time is the bottle drop. So we need people to put their bottles for the 20K point, and by 7:15. There'll be a lap 1 bottle drop section and a lap 2 bottle drop section for those doing the full marathon. The full marathon course covers a 40K course. So you need to be sure that you've got enough nutrition and hydration to get around that 40K loop. There will be a neutral area. There will be water there available. There'll be a little bit of fruit and other stuff there as well. But if you want your own nutrition and own hydration, then you need to supply your bottle. And that will be a bottle drop at 7:15. We need it at 7:15 so we can get it out onto the course, because the race can't start until those bottles are out on course, because the car will need to cross over the fire roads that we use for racing. In terms of that, then
yep, 7:15.
7:15. So the next piece then is that you need to get to the start line. The start line is about 800 meters away from the event village. So people have done it before. It's in the same spot as last time. You'll head out the exit driveway. That is, as you are at the event village, it's the left-hand left-hand driveway, not the one you came in on. That's the entrance driveway, so don't go down that one because you might get cleaned up by a car coming up on the way. We want you safe. We want to get to the start line, not necessarily have you crash before that point. So yes, go down the exit on the left, turn left, and ride the 800 meters to the start. So a good warm-up. Road rules apply. So it is a live road. It's not closed off. Road rules apply. You'll have a helmet on, so you'll be compliant for that. So there'll be no issues with riding on the road, but certainly we need to show courtesy for our residents around the area as well. Once you get there, you'll be in the hands of the commissaire. So Hayden Lester is heading it up this weekend. I'm supporting him, and we'll be putting you into wave starts, and that will be trying to get the ranked order for each wave start to make sure we have the fastest people at the front. That may mean an older category is in front of a younger category. And we're just trying to pick who is the faster riders there and make sure that we have that sorted out. We really want people to have a nice flow out onto the trails and not get caught. Bayview is a tight course. It is a lot of single trail. It's one of the great features that everyone talks about. So of having so much single trail. The downside of single trail is that passing opportunities are not as plentiful as what you have on a fire road. So definitely people need to be mindful of that. So we will start in waves, and that'll be ordered. Again, trying to keep the pointy end of each wave, avoiding them having to ride through the whole of the previous course, previous waves. So, yep. So yes, that'll be a key issue for us. What's new in 2021 for the rats is that we've upgraded our timing system. I think we've got 7 timing points out on the course. If you've got people who are following you, get them to get the link off your number plate, which is just down here. Get the link off the number plate before you head out in the course. Get it onto their phones because they can actually track you through all the different stages and all the different timing points. The timing points are set up so that you can't shortcut the course, so that you go to the full extent. So if you're missed on one of the timing sections, then don't be that guy, because then we might have to come down on you for shortcutting the course. And yeah, that's not a position that I want to be in, but just letting you know, the timing mats are out there for that exact purpose.
So you've got live tracking out there, Lonnie, across the whole course for the spectators to really engage, which is great. Exactly.
So live tracking will be available for everyone in the event village. You're able to track riders where they are in terms of which checkpoint they've gone past, and for the announcer, which I think will also be me. I've got a couple of hats on this weekend. I'll be able to tell when someone's coming up close, and so that'll be good, because there's a few people out there that I will like to give them a good razz as they come across, give them a hard time as they come across the start-finish line and head out for their second lap. So that will be an interesting time and be a good opportunity to know that they're coming and get prepared for it. In terms of what's happening out in the course, and this goes for Saturday as well, we've got marshals right across the course. We've got both static marshals that in designated spots, and we've got roving marshals on specialised e-bikes. So they'll be lapping around the course and providing that extra support. Please, if you've come across someone in a high-vis vest, they are there to help marshal and help guide people through the day and make sure that racing is fair, make sure that everyone is safe. And if someone needs assistance, then they're also there to help out as well for that assistance they need. That's not necessarily the technical assistance in terms of mechanical things and the like, but we do want people to get home safely. So that's what we mean by that. There is medical on course. We've got an event hub, which is at the halfway point of the lap. They're out there on course. We've got another 2 first aiders each day at least in the event village as well. So certainly there is that opportunity for everyone to get the medical attention they need out in the course. In terms of if you come across a rider, and this is a pretty typical process for any race that you may have done, it's a rule of 3. First rider will lend assistance to the rider who's injured. Second rider will then walk back up the course, could be 5, could be 10, could be 20 metres back up the course, to warn riders that there is a rider down ahead. And then the third rider will ride to the closest marshal to get assistance. And that will usually be in the direction to travel of the course, unless it's like 500 metres back, then it's pretty obvious to go back for that. But certainly we prefer people to ride forward on the course and let the next marshal know that there's a rider down. So the rule of 3, pretty typical. People who are involved with that process will be given some give them some adjustment to their times to ensure they get a fair result for the day.
Yeah, so they won't be penalised for stopping and helping their fellow riders.
No, exactly. Usually the extra beer prizes that we have are usually nominated for people that have lent assistance. So we definitely try and, if there's not a time bonus, but there's certainly other options for us as well to help reward that support of our fellow rider. In terms of the course bunting, so we've spoken about the 2 different days. The 25K Saturday loop is yellow arrows. So it will be bunted on Saturday for the course. But that's not to say that we won't have people from outside coming and ripping down our bunting. That happens at events all the time. So you need to be aware of what the course is. You need to be aware that you need to follow the 25K arrows, which on the Saturday are the yellow arrows. On the Sunday, if you're doing the 40K course or the half or full marathon, the arrows you're following are the green arrows. So again, that's your responsibility to do that. We will do our best effort to keep the bunting up in its right position the whole day. But like I said, these things happen, and the responsibility to stay on course is that of the riders. So that's hopefully pretty clear for everyone. I know we've got all the signs out there to supplement the bunting as well. So there should really be no excuse as to why people have either made a shortcut or have gotten lost. So that's an important piece. So
that's right. And so I suppose just a reminder too, guys, about, I think a note you made earlier, Lonnie, about, the course marshals out there are all volunteers as well. And they're doing the best job they can with the information that we've managed to provide them. And as well as the course bunting is done by, the entire event is run by volunteers. So just a matter, I suppose, of riders, if you do come across some bunting that's down or an arrow that you missed or something, please don't take it out on the next marshal you see. They're volunteers out there volunteering their time to keep you guys safe. And make this an enjoyable event for everybody. So, if there are issues, definitely raise them. Let the marshals know so they can fix some things if possible. And if there's major issues, come back and see us in the event village and come and see Lonnie or myself, and we can deal with those then. But just respect for the volunteers and marshals along the way. And
that'll be great.
Give them a smile and a wave as well, because I'm sure they'll be doing that for you.
I think we've got everything from bagpipes. We have had a drummer out on course before. I'm not sure that he'll be back this year, but certainly Dave is back with his bagpipes. So we're putting him in a spot where you can hear him coming from a long, long way away. And it might be a curse as you're coming up the hill, or it might be a nice welcome change to know that you're getting towards the top. So
climbing some of the Scottish Highlands, people.
I wouldn't call them Scottish Highlands, but certainly Redlands Highlands. All good. Look, in terms of equipment, certainly there is the usual things. You need to have a bike that works, operating brakes. Apparently, the chain's optional, really, in terms of the mandatory requirements. It helps, but it is optional. Bar plugs. So that's one that we're pretty big on, particularly the kids racing, where we're trying to educate the kids about safe riding. Bar plugs at the end of the bike. So parents, check the handlebars. If you can put your finger in the handlebar, pretty much we would like a plug in there. So I'm sure Cheryl from the MTB Mechanics, she usually has plugs there as well. I think I usually have a pocket full as well. We'll pop them in and get them racing. And the other one, as usual, is a compliant helmet. So that needs to be Australian standards or New Zealand standard compliant helmet for the race as well. The rest is really optional, but we do recommend full-fingered gloves. The choice of eyewear is always a challenge at Bayview, given that you're under trees so often. So whether you choose tinted or clearies, that's again completely up to you as to what you choose there. You may choose to go without them, given that some people has had a little bit of mud of late. Although our trail care teams have done a massive job over the last couple of weekends and clearing up or making options to either go over or around the different mud holes that we've got. So they've done a great job in that regards. But certainly you may choose clearies over tinted glasses. So another challenge for everyone. In terms of the rest of that, we've got our registration. So registration closes tomorrow night. So just under 24 hours now from the time that we're recording this.
Yep,
so Thursday
night, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. sharp. It's not set by us. It's set by a computer terminal. It's not like we go and turn it off. It's all done automatically. So yes, if you don't get your entry in then, you can still enter on the day, but we're going to hit you with a $30 fee. That $30 fee, people say, oh, that's pretty steep. we want you to register now. Don't get hit with a fee. Register now. We won't have to worry about it. But we do have a large number of volunteers that you put them through a lot of extra work when you have to go through that process on the day. So certainly that's part of the requirement.
And what's the weather looking like, Lonnie, for the weekend?
The weather is looking absolutely mint. So
there's no reason for people not to enter. No reason for people not to enter.
I'm looking at all these reports of snow throughout central New South Wales. Our friends at Armidale from New England Mountain Bike Club, if you want to get away from the cold, certainly come and join us. And you can enjoy a warm, long weekend, because it is a long weekend in New South Wales. You can have a warm, long weekend on the southeast Queensland corner. So yeah, it's going to be blue skies, tops of 22 to 23. So for me, that's perfect racing weather. I'm not going to get hot at all. I'm going to be able to go harder and not overheat. So yeah, definitely.
So if you haven't entered yet, people, jump online, get your entries in before 9 p.m. tomorrow night to save yourself some money and secure a spot on the start line for either Saturday or Sunday. It's up to you.
Well,
weather's looking amazing both days.
You can reallocate that money. Let's not save it. Reallocate that money to maybe a beer afterwards.
Even better. Well, we do have Helios and Cirame supporting the event this year, so there'll be some tasty beverages, whatever tickles your fancy post ride.
Yep, Helios beer and Cirame wines. So great event partners to have, particularly for adult beverages. So it's not the focus of our racing, but after a long race, it is nice to have a tasty beverage in your hand and just celebrate the fact that you've had the achievement of either achieving a goal or just completing the course. So it's certainly well worth it. So yes, reallocate your end it today and get your entry in before it closes. Then you've got some spare drinking money. So, but just on that.
Or you can buy a Rat's hat, can't you, Lonnie?
You could buy a Rat's hat. You could buy one of these awesome Baby Blast event hats. So,
one of these beauties. They'll be for sale at registration.
I think our vice president is quite proud of his design this year. So it is a job well done. But I want to talk about the event plates. The event plate has lots of different things. It's going to have the timing chip on the back. This one doesn't have it at the moment. But like our most recent Baby Blast, you got your free burger or loaded potato on one side, and your free soft drink on the other side. So everyone who's racing, this goes for juniors as well, can get their free burger and free drink, hang around for prezos, get your food, recover well, and then that way you can sit down and relax afterwards. That's been made possible this year with some great support from IGA at Mount Cotton. Yep. It's just down the road. It's like 500 meters away from the car park. Great spot. I've said online today, I've been pretty fond of their chicken garlic balls or chicken Kiev balls that's in their deli that are hot, and I probably undertrain and over recover in terms of nutrition afterwards. But it is, and they make really good coffee there as well. So it's a really important time. A really good option to support our local supporters in terms of IGA.
Yeah, great to have those support. Sure.
The other thing on the number plate is, like I said before, the race results website. So you've got a link there to the race results. And then on the back is all the emergency numbers. So we've got it up there. Yeah, there we go. So emergency numbers there. So the plate has a lot of information on it. The plate, and that will be key for getting through the event. Live timing is done through the plate. We would like that you do present the numbers so that it can be seen from from in front of you. Quite often people will put their number plate facing to the sky, and commissaires can't see it, marshals can't see it. It needs to go vertically straight up and down. So that'll be great if we get people to help out with that part as well.
Yeah, the aerodynamic advantage of having it that way, Lonnie, is not that great out there.
Definitely not. So there's no aero advantage in when it's coming to Baby Blast, given that it's so much single track.
That's right.
Anything you're going to get, you're going to lose the next corner anyway. So. What else we got? We got event photography. So our partners from Element are back again. I think the elites are going to have a look and see whether Lachlan can keep his drone out of the tree this year. And I'm sure they'll give him a razz about that when we're on the start line again. That was quite eventful for 2019. But so hopefully that happens, and hopefully he keeps it away from trees, and we get some more drone footage for the whole event. So that should be good. But they're out in course doing both video and photography. as with all Bayview Blast events, those images will be available for you to use afterwards with the Bayview Blast watermarks across it, available for your social media messaging.
And there'll be a lot of those images will be posted up on the Bayview Blast Facebook page.
That's right.
Pretty close usually to immediately after the event and in the following days.
Yeah. Lachlan doesn't work quick. He usually takes about 2 hours to get the first photos up online. No, he's amazing. He's amazing in how quickly the guys work to get the images down and load it up onto the system. So
he must be sitting down having a tasty burger and drink from the Rest Cafe.
Yeah. Maybe I should take that away from him. I might get it done in an hour. Just kidding. He does a great job, and he actually, all his team deserve the burger and the drink once they're done. So certainly we can wait for that little bit of extra time for that. So that's all good. But yeah, that's basically it. We've spoken about the timing. Just around Event Village, there'll be some exclusion zones set around the start-finish line. We don't want people to accidentally setting off an extra chip read on the start-finish line. It just makes a little bit more effort for our timing coordinator, who again is a volunteer to do that. It's a lot of stress for him on the day in terms of that if people are too close. So stay away from start-finish. If you do need to ask a question, come and ask yourself or myself out in the Event Village rather than going to timing.
That's right. Great. Well, look, I think that pretty well wraps us up for the virtual rider briefing for 2021, guys, which is a first for Rats, a first for the Bayview Blast, and hopefully you've got all the information you need. Make sure you get your entries in if you're not there. We look forward to seeing everyone out there on the weekend. Come down and register. Make sure you get there early to register. Come in, avoid the queues, get there early, get your race plates, get your packs. There's support from Winners Bars. There's a Soul Slice Bar and everyone's rider pack this year as well. We've got some great local support and some great national support as well. And it's going to be great to see all the smiling faces out there enjoying the endless kilometres of single track that Bayview Blast offers. Which, like you said, is really unique and really a talking point of this event. So
that's right. So you mentioned Winners in terms of their support, and I thank them for that. The bike shop at Logan there, Ian and Beck, they've supplied us with the specialised e-bikes this year, which is fantastic. It would be remiss of me to not mention Dirty Possum and Sticker Fit in terms of race plates. They've come up with a new medal for us this year, so that's been a medal manufactured here in Australia. We've managed to get that through them,
a special
which is
customized
fantastic.
medal just for Rats. It looks amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So to make our logo in the medal is something that we're pretty happy about. So thank you to the team there at Sticker Fit and Dirty Possum for that. They've got their van there, so I'm sure they've got a stack of stuff there to show off and the different offerings they have. I know Cheryl stocks some of their products as well. So if you actually like some of it, you can actually buy it straight away from Cheryl and support the people that's supporting our event. So they've done such a massive job, medals, signage. So they've redone all the signage, the race plates. It's just been, they've helped organise the scaffolding for our flyover. There's been amazing support from that company, who are a mountain bike company local to the area, local to the club members. So it's really nice to have that partnership. IGA we've mentioned in terms of the support they give, and I can't forget. We've spoken about Cirame and Helios. The ones that we haven't spoken about is MTB Mechanic and Taryn from Jungle Bean. So right. Cheryl from MTB Mechanic, I did give a bit of a mention before. If you've got any issues, she's in the technical zone, so you can go and receive assistance from her during the race and not be disqualified. That is perfectly acceptable. Right. So if you do have some issues, you can get help from her. If you need caffeine pre, during, or post Jungle Bean, Taryn at Jungle Bean will be there as well. Also to fairly convenient location to the track as well. More convenient for the volunteers and race organisers like me. So, so no, definitely it's great to have their support back again in 2021.
Yeah, can't wait to see their smiling faces.
Definitely.
Great. All right, Lonnie. Well, look, been a pleasure tonight. I think that'll wrap us up for now, and I'll see you bright and early on Friday morning, and look forward to seeing everyone else on the weekend.
Sounds great. Look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Excellent.
Stay safe.
You. Bye, guys.
Bye.